All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the name who the world ignorantly calls God. Its true and proper name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, and Yahushai being the name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. True and proper name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. Like the scriptures say, there is one name by which we all must be saved. Man, those are the names to pray for, to pray to. This is another sit down for the hopeful elect, man. Warning brothers the times we in. Hopefully edifying brothers to see the things that are coming. Redeeming the times for the days are evil. But I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for ruling well, teaching brothers how to do this thing, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect out there. But this is just another sit down to build on one that I did previously. Because this thing is getting even more deep, and prophecy, things are happening at a faster pace. Esau is losing his grip even faster than I expected, because this stuff is happening like every day. They're losing their grip, and it's happening pretty quick. But Esau's military might throughout the world is failing because his covert ops are failing. And if he's failing on his covert ops to destabilize and to grab resources, he's failing in general, man. His time is short, like the scriptures say, the devil shall come down, for he knows that he have but a short time, man. So it's gonna come up on those days with Esau, these so-called white people whose true biblical name is the Edomites, are going to come down hard because they know that their time is short. I got a few precepts, a few articles to show that these things are happening. But without further ado, man, through the Spirit of the Lord, let's get into it. This place is about to be spoiled, but this is I got an article from this is off of Sputnik News. This is the article that says 4 influential Daesh warlords annihilated by Russian strikes near Deir Ezor. About 40 Daesh militants, including 4 influential warlords, were destroyed in Syrian airstrikes near Deir Ezor. The Russian defense ministry revealed Friday. So these are things that are happening, man. And this article went up on 9/7. That's September 7th, man. So this was Thursday of last week. Today is September 11th. So these things are happening at a fast pace now. The Daesh are actually how do you say it, a proxy army, a U.S. funded proxy army. They're paid mercenaries to work for the U.S. establishment and these other countries to destabilize and further U.S. interests in a way for the U.S. to get into the door, claiming that these other countries don't have control of their own country, so the U.S. rolls in and does whatever they will. But see what happens. See what's happening is they're losing their grip. And so it says this is another article by signsofthetimes.net. Brothers, check this out. It's a pretty good website. This article was actually cited from RT News as well. It says Syria's victory at Deir Ezor turns the tide on U.S. regime plans. So the U.S. goes in, tries to break down this whole country, and when they do that, they basically come in behind them and try to set up their own government, and that's failing now, man. The vengeance is going bad. It says the breaking of the siege of Deir Ezor by the Syrian army and its Russian ally marks the defeat of not just foreign-backed anti-government militants. It signals victory over the regime change plot orchestrated by the U.S. and its partners, man. So that's extremely spiritual, man. According to the scriptures, these are things that the Lord said and he promised he was going to do, man. This is Job 5:12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsels of the forward is carried headlong, man. So they're failing. The Lord is making them fail, man. At one point, the Lord was all with Esau because we got fucked up. So the Lord was letting Esau do whatever he wanted. He was letting him be the hammer of the whole earth. In the book of Revelations, it talks about that red horse that was given power to hurt the earth, man. Roughly paraphrasing. So these are the things that are happening, but the Lord's disappointing their devices. All their craftiness is failing. It says I'm gonna move down a little bit. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin reportedly sent a letter to the congratulations to Syria's Bashar Assad, a measure of strategic significance of the event. So the Russians, which biblically they're called how do I say it? The Medes. The Russians are biblically called the Medes, if I'm not mistaken. But these are prophecies coming to life because the scriptures talk about them being a guard unto the other nations, man. Gog and Magog, Salakia. Russia would be Gog and Magog today, man. So they're being a guard to these other nations, and Vladimir Putin is that Russian that helps them, man, that bear. It says, Diazor, the Euphrates River, had been the main terror hub in the country, serving as a supply corridor for ISIS between neighboring Iraq and Syria, according to Russian Colonel General Sergei Rutskoy. Now with the vanquishing of that hub, the terrorist remnants in Syria face a crushing defeat. So Esau's losing his grip fast, man. Esau is losing his grip extremely fast. I have another article. Lord willing, I'm gonna bounce between these, man, because there's a lot of meat on these articles. So here's another one, man. So it says, as Russia liberates Syria from ISIS, U.S. saves ISIS from Russia, and Western media ignores it all. And this is a SignsOfTheTime.net original. This article came out September 8th, so that was Friday of last week. Today is September 11th. It says, back in September 2015, ISIS had been rampaging across Syria, slaughtering civilians and destroying towns and cities for about 4 years. At the time, there was no reason to believe that the Syrian Arab army would soon be defeated by ISIS and rebel forces and the Syrian government ousted. This was despite the fact that the U.S.-led coalition had allegedly been bombing ISIS for almost a year, with the strained effect that the jihadis had steadily increased their territory across Syria and Iraq. Obviously, at this point, it's pretty clear that the only reason that the band of paid mercenaries called ISIS was ever in a position to threaten Syria was because it was receiving massive funding, weapons, and training from the USA and its Gulf allies. So this is what happens, man. Esau has spoiled the whole earth, man. Esau spoiled the whole earth, and he's being found out. All these countries are finding out. It says, so all these countries are finding out what the U.S. is doing. I'm gonna jump on this. It says, it may have escaped your notice, but over the course of the last 2 years, Western media and Western governments have consistently ignored or criticized victories of the Syrian army backed by the Russian air campaign. This is, of course, not surprising given that ISIS is nothing more than a U.S. and Gulf state proxy army specifically designed to wage war on the Syrian people, destroy Syria as a nation, and remake it the West's image of a vassal of an empire. On the occasion that the Western press saw it fit. So that's it I need on that, man. But yeah, man, it just broke it down to what it was ISIS is, man. This is another scripture I got for you, Akim. This is Isaiah 33 and 1. So let me get it real quick. It's Isaiah 33 and 1. It says, oh, Salaki, I didn't mean to get that. It says Isaiah 47, Salaki. Isaiah 47 and 2. It says, take the millstone, grind the mill, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. So the Most High is making Esau bare, man. He's making Esau bare. He's discovering his secrets, and these other nations are as well, and that's the Spirit of the Lord making it happen. This is Jeremiah 13 and 26. It says, therefore I will discover thy secrets upon thy face. Therefore I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame may appear, man. The Most High is making these things bare. He's showing what's going on with Esau in all these countries, man. The Lord isn't playing around. Like the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come. It will not tarry. So this is the Spirit of the Lord out here working, man. The Lord's making bare all of Esau's devices, man. He's showing you really that Esau is really that hammer of the earth that really destroyed everything. This is another article that says retired U.S. Army, retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Karen Kowalski, man, the fucking names, on alleged U.S. rescue of ISIS field commanders. We are rescuing our allies. So that's really what's happening, man. She's giving a testimony that this is something that they do to rescue their allies, man. I'm going to get into the article a little more, man. It says, a source has told Sputnik that U.S. Air Force aircraft had evacuated a group of nearly 24 Daesh ISIS field commanders and militants from Deir Ezzor, eastern Syria last month. Retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Karen says this is a standard operating procedure for the CIA Black Ops looking to cover their trail after an operation. So this is something that happened. This is something that happens repeatedly. This is Esau's tactics, man. And who's revealing it, man? One of their own. One of their own, man. It says, I'm going to keep reading on this. It says, on Thursday, a military and diplomatic source told Sputnik that U.S. Air Force helicopters had evacuated 22 Daesh field commanders and militants from areas outside of the city of Deir Ezzor in late August, amid the successful operation by the Syrian government forces to free the area from terrorist control. That's Esau is the true terrorist of the earth. The militants were Esau, the so-called white men, the Caucasians of today are really the terrorists of the earth. I gotta say that, man. The militants were reportedly taken to northern Syria. The U.S.-led coalition press office told Sputnik that the allegations were false. Of course they will. They're devils. They'll never tell the truth. Asked to comment, Karen Kowalski, that same lieutenant colonel or whatever, a retired U.S. Air Force lieutenant colonel, told colonel turned anti-neoconservative activist told Sputnik that these evacuees were likely people that the U.S. military and intelligence established wanted to protect, particularly people with evidence that could be used against the U.S. during negotiations. It says, a quote from her says, it makes a lot of sense that we would either want to kill those people or extract them before the Syrians could interrogate them. So this is something that's happening, man. These Esau's tongue is his own is falling upon itself, man. It's revealing himself. This is Psalm 64 and 8. Give me a quick second. Psalm 64 and 8, it says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." So this is what happening, man. The Lord's making their tongue to fall upon themselves, man. He's revealing them. He's letting them tell them themselves. Esau is that dumb ass snitch that snitches on somebody else and gets caught in the making because he reveals himself to actually be in that plot as well, man. So this is the times that we're in, man. It says I got another a little bit more. This last article I believe I got, man. It says this is back on the article that says as Russia liberates Syria from ISIS, man. But a little further down on this. All right, it says an Iraqi-born Saudi citizen, surprise, surprise, a former Al-Qaeda member, Al-Shamali, pledged his allegiance to ISIS in 2015 in return for a fat check and became that's it on that, man. I'll put these articles on here for you brothers to look at. But yeah, this is what's happening. And Esau's losing his grip. And what's to say, at the height of his sufficiency, he shall fail, man. So this is what's happening, man. Esau's at the height of his sufficiency, and it's starting to crumble. And it's gonna get he's not technically at the highest point of his sufficiency because that mark of the beast hasn't come yet, which is the RFID chip. But he's losing his grip throughout the world, man. You know, if you go into the accounts in the Old Testament, you know, back when the children of Israel came out of the wilderness and they started going after their inheritance, man, the Lord told him he's not going to kill off all those nations right away. He's going to do it bit by bit. He's going to do it bit by bit. So this thing has been going on bit by bit. As you can see, the article said that for 4 years straight, ISIS had been rampaging through the entire Middle East, which is the U.S. rampaging through the entire Middle East. And right now it's chopping down. The Lord's chopping them down. It says, I got another scripture though. It says, this is Isaiah 33 and 1. Because this is the whole spirit that is going on right now, man. Esau losing his grip, man. He is not going to, you know, live on forever. He's not going to have everything that he has forever. It's Isaiah 33 and 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealst treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." So this is the times we're in, man. Esau is losing his grip. He's unable to spoil anything anymore. He's losing, man. He's losing. The kingdom is so close. The kingdom is so close. Prophecy are speaking at a high rate. These other nations are going at the U.S. These sanctions that they're doing with these other nations. The scriptures talk about the grave has moved beneath them. You know, these things are happening at a high rate now, man. The grave is going to move beneath. Hell has moved beneath Esau, man. You know, all they would bows, you know, shoot at her, man. Spare no arrows, like the scriptures say. This thing is popping off, man. This thing is almost out of here. Brothers, hold fast to faith. Keep pushing. You know, keep praying. Pray for the brothers, man. Pray for yourselves. You know, pray that the Lord lets you keep that faith and that trust in him, even in those days, man. Ask him to give you the spirit of Stephen, man. In the scriptures, man, Stephen was ready to die to death, man. He's ready to speak this word to death no matter what, man. I ask the Lord for that spirit, man. And keep pushing, Makim. Shalom.